Hello and welcome to another C3 Stingray video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, or hit that like button and notification button. And yes, this is a 75 wide body still sitting in the garage, and I haven't done anything to it yet, but hopefully this summer. In the meantime, I've gone to another auction, and I think this is the fourth one I've digitized, whatever you want to call it today. I'm still stuck in the 1980s, I guess. It was only an hour away. It was in Nokomis, Illinois. It was a really small auction. It was only 11 items altogether, 4 cars, I think 3 motorcycles, a couple pinball machines, and a couple jukeboxes, and that was the whole thing. But what was weird is the viewing was only like 2 days before the auction ended. There was an hour and a half you could go there and look at these vehicles. So when I first saw this auction, the car was at $5,500. And I thought, wow, this might be something interesting. And then the day we left to go look at the vehicle, it was at over $13,000. So it was already getting out of my price range. But we went to go look at it anyway, and I wanted to videotape it so you could see this and kind of determine what you think this car should sell for. So let's go to the auction. We're going to take a quick look at the other 3 cars. There's the 1968 Charger, which was pretty nice. Then we're going to zip over to the 1976 Trans Am, which is also pretty nice, and next to that is an 08 Challenger. But here's the car we came to look at, the 1973 Corvette. The 73 is unique in that it has the urethane front bumper and the chrome rear bumper, and it was the only year with one of each. This is also a convertible, and there were only 4,943 convertibles made in 1973. So once again, it's another little unique factor about this car. There weren't that many of them made. So you can see all the tires are flat on this car, and it has aftermarket wheels, and it is an automatic. The interior is pretty nice too. As you can tell by the trim code, the trim is 425, which is a dark red interior, and the paint is 976, which is a red exterior. And the CO4 shows that it was built in October of 1972, which is kind of strange because the VIN doesn't really correlate with that on the engine. On the VIN, it shows a K for the engine, which was the base model in a 1972, and the base model in the engine in a 1973 should have been a J. I'm not sure why that was still a K in the 1973. The front end's pretty nice. It's got a little crack there in the front bumper, but the whole body's pretty clean. This engine is another story. I don't know why this is so filthy. It's like no one did anything to this engine. It's like, oh, let's make sure the body looks good and the interior looks good, but the engine, forget about that. And they wouldn't let me start it. They said, well, we got it started to get over here, but they seemed very reluctant to try to start it again. And this rear top, it was advertised as a brand new top, but you can see there's the back plastic window is completely split and cracked open. So that's probably got to be replaced. It has manual windows, and it has that aftermarket radio in there. But still, the interior is pretty nice. Supposedly, it also was advertised with 66,000 miles on it. But we all know that, there was no 6th digit on the odometer, so it could have 166. It could have 266,000 miles. Who knows? I mean, it looks pretty clean, so I doubt it's got that many, but the engine looks like it's got 166,000 miles on it. But, you don't see any obvious rust anywhere. I tried to do some camera under the body, but with 4 flat tires and no jack, it's kind of difficult to do, so I just kind of stuck the camera under there and fished around to see what I could see, and from what I could see, there's no major rusting. There's just some light surface rust in some places, but it actually looks pretty clean. It's not too bad a shape. Now there's a couple pinball machines that were there that I was actually interested in too. It was a Playboy machine from the 70s, which I know isn't politically correct anymore, but that's a pretty nice machine. They ended up going for $1,450. The other one's from 1989, another Playboy machine. And that one I was kind of looking at, thinking about maybe I could get it cheap, but it ended up going for $1,000, and you can see it doesn't have the legs on. I was holding that part up because it just was laying on top of the glass. Well, let's see the prices on these other cars. We had the 68 Charger coming in at $63,500. Wow. We got the 76 Trans Am came in at $35,000. Also a pretty good price. And the '08 Challenger went for $22,500, but it did only have 18,000 miles on it. And how much do you think the 1973 Corvette would sell for at this auction? $24,750. They may have paid too much for it. It was weird because the car was like super clean. I mean, it was really clean. I mean, it had a few issues, a crack in the front and stuff, but it was a pretty clean car. But you know, it needed a top, it needed tires. It's not a big deal. But what I thought was weird is like when you open the hood and you see that engine, it looks like the engine was never touched. So like since 1973, it's just been slowly deteriorating. You know, it was weird that they put so much effort in the rest of the car and they never touched the engine bay, which I thought was just kind of strange. It's funny to watch these Corvettes to see what they sell for, because these aren't big auctions. Nokomis is in the middle of freaking nowhere, so it's kind of interesting to see what these cars go for. You can check out my other auction videos. I have like 3 more up. And I guess that is it. If you need any used C3, C4, C5 Corvette parts, go to my website at c3stingray.com. And please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, the notification button, and all those other buttons. And there'll be a lot more videos, so check them out. I'll see you on the road.